injured here. 1v1 Green Tooth Jungle Redux, blue side. We have Dark Riku playing a Plague Champion, starts off range combat, can get melee weapons, great damage potential and utility, can build turrets and repair, not the best mobility though. And Codex plays a Force Commander, offensive melee, very versatile, with great offense, can also tank, disrupt and support. This is Ultramarines DLC, Tactical Marines on the field, durable, heavy infantry that fight range with their bolters. Very versatile as you hit tier 2. Dark Riku with Chaos Space Marines, a bit more focused and offensive minded when you hit tier 2 than Tactical Marines, and some more heretics. Central VP looks like the Chaos Space Marines are going to take it, are they? Nope. Plague Champion, his damage over time, Plague Bolter actually does pretty decent damage to commanders, since all of the bullets and all of the damage over time is stacking on one entity. Look at this, already doing 200 odd damage to the Force Commander. Special attack knocks the Plague Champion to the ground. Here are Chaos Space Marines to support though. Now he's going to kite this Force Commander. Now turn and engage him. And Force Commander might be forced off. Here are some heretics now. Nice special attack on this Chaos Space Marines, knocking down all 3 models. Force Commander needs to be very careful. There is the battle cry. He will do special attacks now for the next 10 seconds. Heretics Doom Blast, but it was a heretic that was on the floor. That is one big downside to Doom Blast, and you do not know which model will Doom Blast. It might be one that is in the back, so you do not suppress what you're trying to suppress, as has happened again. Scouts getting off very lucky there. 445, 500. Tactical Marines now in a shooting match with the Plague Champion. Heretics retreats. Codex has taken mid. Here come the Chaos Space Marines. Tactical Marines forcing melee on the Plague Champion. She's doing a lot of damage to him. Scouts supporting. Here come Chaos Space Marines to force melee themselves. Chaos Space Marines do a lot of melee damage, but Tactical Marines have more health, and they can use Kraken bolts, which actually affects their melee attacks. Forcing off Chaos Space Marines there. 408, 500, and Raptors on the way for Dark Riku. Such an awesome addition to the Chaos Space Marine army in Elite, I think. Awesome models they have as well. Jump troops that suppress enemy infantry when they land. 440. Not quite as tough as Assault Marines, but I think they do a little bit more damage. I could be making it up though. But they are a very nice unit all in all. And Assault Marines on the way for Codex. 450, 50, so they do cost more than Raptors, but they are quite a bit more durable. 1050 hit points compared to 1200. 377, 500. No upgrades for the heretics. And nothing on these. Oh, we do have shotguns on the way for the second scout squad. Keep those heretics at bay. Heretics with an aspiring champion. Such a dangerous melee unit in tier 1. Force Commander now taking hits again. Codex does like to use the power sword and armor of alacrity, which would do great in this matchup as well, I think. So we might see that. He is in retreat here. Raptors and heretics trying to take him down in retreat, and they do. Heretics with their aspiring champion here for Dark Riku, and he is a pretty mean Chaos Space Marine at the front. Bolt pistol and chainsword. Raptors will take over that cap. Codex just being outmaneuvered here. Force Commander down, needs to be repurchased, of course, has no allies to revive, and gets his natural power decapped. Does have this other one though, but heretics are working on that. Tactical Marines will cap. Raptors jump away. You hear their crazy suppression sounds going off, the same sound effect as the Noise Marines cacophony, in case you were confused. More decapping from these Chaos Space Marines, and now turn to cap. Why did Dark Riku turn them around like that? It's because they can shoot now at anything in that direction automatically. 312, 500. There's the 1 to uncap, now the 2 to uncap for Dark Riku Codex. Maintaining a VP lead despite not having the best of the engagement so far. Shotgun scouts getting their sergeant. Shotgun turns them into a melee counter, allowing them to do a shotgun blast which knocks back and suppresses infantry, but they've been caught by a Doom Blast here. There's a grenade attempt, does not connect. Now jumping in are Assault Marines, forcing off Heretics. These guys do not have an Aspiring Champion and die in droves. As you can see, the Aspiring Champion does give the Heretics a health buff, as well as his own durability, of course. Plague Champion with the Plague Sword, 50 DPS power melee weapon, which creates zombies when it kills stuff. He is still only with 680 hit points though, so could be focused down quite easily. But now he's getting a Mucus Discharge, giving himself an AoE heal. 12530. It's not cheap to get the Plague Sword and Mucus Discharge. Plague Sword is 150.30, I believe. 312481. There's the 2 to uncap. Codex trying to push mid now. There's Kraken bolts on the Raptors. Here come Aspiring Champion Heretics and normal Heretics. I'd attack with these guys and worship with the others, but we'll see. Raptors jumping in for the Alpha Strike, suppressing this entire blob. They do suppress over quite a large distance. There's a Breath of Nurgle heal. Ouch, Heretics wiped in seconds there. Raptors forced off. A good engagement for Codex. Can he wipe these Heretics? He does. Codex's Force Commander has the Power Sword, and Artificer is gone for it. Takes down the Plague Champion. A horrible, horrible engagement for Dark Riku. Now he goes tier 2. Assault Marines jump the Chaos Space Marines, and then retreat. You just saw a zombie Assault Marine there jumping as well. And a retreat. Dark Riku, not having the best engagement ever, goes tier 2, losing most of his army. 312, 437. Can he come back from this? It's a huge ask. Quick Blood Crusher, perhaps, if you can get it out quickly enough. Codex is not that far away from tier 2. And he's spreading out and capping up the map now, as he should. He might get a triple even. He'll get a double at least. Plague Champion has been repurchased by Dark Riku, as the Force Commander was earlier. Here we see scouts with shotgun, both squads with shotguns, and they can surprise you with their DPS at close range. Scout shotguns. Force Commander getting chased down. Now uses Battle Cry, allowing him to counter other commanders that can be knocked down with his constant special attacks. Ouch, you saw the damage that the Plague Champion took there from the 2 scouts and those tactical marines, and forces him off. And there is the triple cap for Dark Riku, for Codex even. Raptors going to decap this fully withdrawal wreck point, or are they going for the VP? They are going to decap the wreck point. Codex now hitting power with tactical marines with flamers is looking very, very bad for Dark Riku. And Codex goes tier 2. Going to lose all of his power, I think. Flamers making short work of structures, including generators. Scouts doing a very good job working in pairs on the other generator as well. And there is the entirety of the power. Can he decap to rub salt in it? Raptors have decapped the wreck point, now are decapping the VP. Here comes that Plague Champion. Uses Breath of Nurgle, and again being focused down quite easily by Codex with those double scouts. And we do see a Blood Crusher for Dark Riku. He's trying to bank on the fact that he's gone tier 2 quicker than Codex. Codex did spend quite a lot of power kitting out his scouts, tactical marine flamer, assault marines, and 2 pieces of war gear for his Force Commander. 164, 433, 2 to 1 cap for Codex. Blood Crusher on the field, a demon with vehicle armor, so it will benefit from worship, and we see some more heretics on the way to do just that. Here is the charge. Doesn't quite hit anything, and a full retreat from Codex. 151, 433. Now Dark Riku has some breathing space, can at least decap mid, most likely retake his natural back. And here are heretics getting their aspiring champion, or they will melt in seconds. There we go. 139, 433, 1-to-1 cap. And it might be a triple for Dark Riku here. And the aspiring champion on the way for the Raptors, and he gets an awesome 40 power melee DPS power claw. Alongside the Blood Crusher, that could be nasty, going in amongst Tactical Marines and such. Plague Champion capping his natural back. He might get a very brief triple, but Scouts will retake Codex's natural. Coming back mid, as I was going to say about grenades earlier, they are kind of a melee counter in themselves if you can time them right, and they do make melee units a bit more nervous, especially in tier 1 when you have light melee units. There's the jump. Should grenades have a minimum range so you can't use them to counter melee squads? It is a bit odd, but there you go. Ultramarines forced off. They do have their sergeant, and they do have thunder and lightning as well. They put the melter bomb on the Blood Crusher, that's why you see it snared here. Force commander needs to retreat, and does, and he should get away fine. Here we see some Nurgle worship healing up the Blood Crusher, and since it's Nurgle worship, also giving health regen to infantry. Dark Riku recovering very, very well with this Blood Crusher now. 139, 365. I was bad mouthing the Blood Crusher a couple of casts ago, saying that it might need a buff of some sort, but I did use it a few matches ago and did pretty well, and it's doing pretty damn well here for Dark Riku as well. But now we see missile launcher Tactical Marines. Dark Riku needs to be very aggressive going after these guys. Going right into base with these Raptors. This is nuts. Need to retreat. And he got a Mucus Discharge Breath of Nurgle heal on those guys. You cannot be as foolhardy as you can with the Assault Marines, and the Plague Champion goes down, since Raptor jump costs 65 energy. Assault Marine jump costs 55 energy, and they are more durable, of course. Blood Crusher charges out. Plague Champion went down. Derp says Dark Riku, but look at his map control he has. And that was all because of this Blood Crusher. Now Codex, of course, is set up to deal with it quite nicely. Has Melter Bomb and has Missile Launcher. Tactical Marines can be tied up by Raptors quickly though. Melter Bomb alone won't be enough to deal with the Blood Crusher. Codex will get a 2-to-1. And he's going to hit power here. Missiles pretty damn good at taking down generators as well. You notice, of course, that they had the Flamer in tier 1. Tactical Marines can change their weapon whenever they like, a huge advantage that they have. They do need to pay each time though, of course, even if they're going back to a weapon they had previously. And it's very rare you'll see a Tactical Marine squad changing weapons twice in a game. They might change once, especially since Flamers don't scale very well into tier 2 and tier 3. And we have Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines with their chain axes, scaring the bejesus out of these Tactical Marines, and a full retreat from Codex. And he's getting some more scouts here. Dark Riku has repurchased his Plague Champion. He's level 2. What level is the Force Commander? Very, very nearly level 3. So much melee, says Codex. Is he getting more shotgun scouts? He has the triple cap here. 81, 270. Dark Riku is spreading out and capping. Blood Crusher to support this decap. And he'll get a double at least. Maybe a triple. Chaos Space Marines getting their aspiring champion, also gets a chain axe with Mark of Khorne, also gets a melter pistol that you can see there. The only model in the game that actually gets a melter pistol if I recall correctly. Suppose the Inquisitor's Inferno pistol could be called a metal pistol. 61,257. Blood Crusher done very well for Dark Riku. Now needs to be very careful though. And we have a Librarian who has the Force Staff. Ups his melee skill, I think. A good power weapon in its own right as well. Not sure of the DPS of this thing, but I imagine it's 60 odd DPS, in line with the Autarch Spear perhaps. And it's kicking off in mid. Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Dark Riku as well. More scouts on the field for Codex. No upgrades yet. There is Breath of Nurgle heal on these Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines. Force Commander going straight after the Plague Champion, disrupting him. Blood Crusher's in there. Tactical Marines forced off. And we have Touch of Nurgle on the Heretics. Such a devastating combination that the Plague Champion can do. 150 red for Touch of Nurgle. Should it be more? Should it be 200 red? It is very, very powerful if you can get Heretics into melee. And Codex forced off big time. Dark Riku did lose his Raptors. Wow. He does have a Chaos Dreadnought though. Totally missed him losing his Raptors. 61,207. And Armor of Pestilence on the way for the Plague Champion. Going to make him very tough but very slow. I would have gone for Fetid to allow him to suppress the Force Commander and the Assault Marines. Chaos Dreadnought getting Mark of Khorne. We'll give it 2 of those very mean looking close combat claws and Blood Rage. Blood Rage a bit more useful in Elite, I think, doesn't last quite as long. Dark Riku retaining the central VP. Now Codex has 2 vehicles to deal with. Getting these scouts just for map control, I think. Should be going after this VP. Here we see some Nurgle worship, healing up this infantry and the Blood Crusher. Backing off now though. Tactical Marines with their Sergeant and a missile launcher. Chaos Dreadnought coming in from the flank. Blood Crusher charging in excellently timed charge, and there is Touch of Nurgle again on the Heretics. Gives you AoE damage and AoE heal and knockback when you lose a model, so great synergy with their Doom Blast, which is why it's pretty much always used on Heretics. You can use it on another squad that you need to keep in the fight but don't want to die for whatever reason. 61,92. Dark Riku with a triple cap after everything he's lost. Codex hasn't lost a squad. Dark Riku's lost 2 Heretic squads and Raptors and is still in this. And it's because of this Blood Crusher. He's used it very, very well. 61,72. And Havoc's now on the field. With their heavy bolter, they are going to sit on the central VP. Most likely they will be jumped by Assault Marines. Chaos Dreadnought way out here, forcing scouts off this cap. And very, very sneaky scouts decapping Dark Riku's natural. Blood Crusher not happy. Codex not happy either. There you see the Melter Pistol going off. Gives the Mark of Khorne CSM some light AV as they run in. All those power weapon attacks, of course, not too bad, especially if you can get rear armor hits versus a vehicle. 61,40. More Havocs on the way for Dark Riku. And is this all over? We do have a Power Fist for the Force Commander. Flesh over Steel makes it such a hard melee counter. Tactical Marines will try and cap. There's the jump from the Assault Marines. They need support though. Where's Veil of Time or something? There's a Smite. Does he even have Tome of Time? I'm not sure. Tactical Marines using They Shall Know No Fear. And they need it in melee with Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines, and there is the victory for Dark Riku. Double cap wins it. He had Codex's natural. A very well played game from Dark Riku. Codex looked to be in the ascendancy. All those losses at the end of tier 1, but this Blood Crusher really did awesomely well and turned the game around. Codex not dealing with it quickly enough. Thanks for watching guys, I will see you next time.